A major move for the former president, by the way, over the weekend. As his campaign says, it pulled in roughly $50 million at a Mar-a-Lago fundraiser. The former president and his team, at least for the moment, trying to allay fundraising concerns. Now, it was a very good headline for the former president, but that just got topped. Trump deciding to weigh in today on abortion, saying his position is that the issue should be left to the states.
The states will determine by vote or legislation or perhaps both, and whatever they decide must be the law of the land, in this case, the law of the state. Many states will be different.
Now, he did not comment on whether he supported a national ban of any type. All right, Ashley.
But did support IVF.
He did support IVF. That was also in there.
Yeah, which was big. I mean,
why do you think he brought this out today? Like, he could have just taken that $50 million headline win, sat on the sideline for a handful of days, but he decided to jump in it right off the bat.
Well, I think it's been reported all weekend that he said something last week, which we talked about earlier, that he was going to say something. I don't know why he picked today. I mean, who knows? But I actually think it's the best position that he could take because everyone's a little bit mad at him. And so, I mean, what else? And also, which I said during the primary when Nikki Haley came out and talked about it, at least someone's talking about it and giving it up back to the. I mean, that was what this court wrote.
So leave it to the states. California, that's Gavin Newsom. Michigan, that's Gretchen Whitmer. Is he saying, is the Mr. I can fix it? I'm the one to fix it, saying Newsom and Gretchen Whitmer, do your thing? Or are Republicans going to be comfortable with that?
No, but I think what he's saying are Democrats or Republicans that are pro-choice going to be comfortable in Florida with 6 weeks abortion. I mean, right. You decide to be where you're going to be.
Is he going to be comfortable with 6 week abortion? Like, literally, he's going to vote on this in November, and he hasn't answered the question. Florida is going to have a 6 week abortion ban that's going to go into force of law very soon. In November, on the ballot is essentially going to be an ability for Florida voters to enshrine Roe v. Wade 2022 week abortion ban, so to speak, in the Constitution. The question is, which one does Trump choose? Trump won't say. He's like, oh, it's up to the states. Well, you're a member of the state. How are you going to vote? He's not saying.
All right. Here was the Vice President Kamala Harris earlier today. I'll get your reaction, Brad, on the other side.
He yet again said he's proudly responsible for overturning Roe v. Wade. And one has to ask, proudly responsible that 1 in 3 women of reproductive age now live in a state with an abortion ban?
Brad?
I think the vice president's spot on there in that criticism, and I think she's turning into a terrific ally for the president on this issue. I think the other thing to point out from the president's statement is what you clarified in his statement, that he did not answer where he stands on a national abortion ban. I think voters understand that if a national abortion ban was put on his desk, he obviously would sign it. He cannot veto something like that. So this is still an issue for a lot of voters around the country, and they need to know at the end of the day he would sign an abortion ban.
Ashley, with the Republican Party, here's Mike Pence. President Trump's retreat on the right to life is a slap in the face of the millions of pro-life Americans who voted for him in 2016 and 2020. Slap in the face from the conservative perspective?
I think so. I mean, they wanted him to do a national ban, of course, but I think that if anyone's watched the election, I'd like to hear Chris talk about this. This is a losing issue for the Republicans.
Which goes to
the fact that he just said this and that's his stance. Let's take it off the table.
You think that's what this was? Take it off the table?
Well, look, it's about trade-offs, right? We're talking about with Biden and student loans. It gets Trump something, which is with the persuadables, these suburbanites, particularly women, to say, I'm cool. It's cool if you live in Pennsylvania. Nobody's going to ban abortion in Pennsylvania. It's okay. It's okay. It does that. But Trump has another problem, which is the Republican base is not united. And this will be what was the number one reason that I heard Republicans who were uneasy about Trump's character and his sort of verbal incontinence? What was the number one reason that they gave for supporting Trump, why it was necessary to support Trump, especially in 2016? Abortion, the courts. And he delivered on that. And now Trump doesn't have that as leverage anymore to say to those Pencean kind of conservatives, well, you got to suck it up and come on.
All right.
But do you really think he's losing any of those voters?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. Okay. I'm glad you asked. A very good question.
Roll the animation. Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.